Sills. He's just a casual fan watching the sport. You know what? I believe you're right. And yeah, you're right. You don't know about the rest of the division. Oh, they have new coaches, but you're giving them I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt. Who said that I said the Cowboys I think will be better. They look better on a roster. I don't know what Christian Parker's going to do. I have no idea yet. I have no idea how Dak's going to play in big games. I kind of have a sense of how he's going to play. And I don't know how Brian Schottenheimer's going to keep that offense going. I don't know what the new offensive coordinator is going to do in Washington. I'm not giving anybody any benefit. All those teams are under 500, though. Still, having lesser skilled players makes the margin of error smaller. How about that? A guy like Reyes thinks that because you lost AJ, their margin of error, Bob, is wider. You talk about make no sense. How is your margin of error wider when you've lost your second best offensive football player and to some aspect, your number one offensive player? How in God's name does it make you have a wider window and a larger margin of error without AJ? He says there's a wider, because why? You drafted Mekhi Lemon? Bro. Sills, it makes believe, Sills. We're just keeping it real. This season is going to be a huge challenge on the shoulders of Hurts. This season is on the run game and offensive line. Completely true. So if you don't know what they're going to do in the division, how do you know what the Eagles are going to do? Make no sense. So if I don't know what the rest of the division is going to look like, and I say I think the Cowboys got better, but they have to go out and prove it. And they have to show and they can win games. And I just explained to you why I think you're going to win 8 games. What are you not following along, kid? I mean, I can't lay it out any straighter for you. I don't know what the other teams in the division are going to do. And if you don't know what your football team is going to do, what kind of contender are you? You don't know either. I know your defense is going to be pretty good. Your offense? I don't think your offense. Hey, get this. How many people believe that the offense is going to be better than last year? And you'll be better. Get this. Pass game did not go through Smitty last year. Seals, what would you say is the biggest story going into the 26th season? Is it Hurts adjusting to the new offense, or is it the O-line return to form? They're both really good, and they're both in there, but it's clearly, in my opinion, how Jalen Hurts adapts to this new offense. And if he's anything, he'll cover for some of the deficiencies in the O-line. Here's one thing, JD, that Hurts couldn't do. He couldn't cover for a bad O-line. Joe Burrow does. Joe Burrow's got the 30th worst offensive line, and they still win 9 games a year. He's got the worst offense and defense in pro football, worst O-line and worst defense, and they still win games. Okay? They still win games. And sorry ass Cincinnati. So, I mean, let's see here. Let me see something. So, Where did I see that? The offense will be better. Passing game will go through Smitty without AJ crying and complaining. Just to show you how wrong this guy was too. The number of targets that were sent to AJ was number one on targets and missed games and still was number one. The passing game went through him. And it'll be better because RC3 says so. Sills, I've been watching football for 50 years since I was 10. I try and think logically. And that is new. It is going to take some time to perfect like the offense. Can the D win us 2? If so, 10. Maybe. Okay? Sills calls out Landon and Cam for being broken, but Burrow gets the credit for a broken O-line and no playoffs. Hang on for a second. Landon Dickerson is finished. Joe Burrow plays behind the worst O-line in football. Hurts plays behind the best O-line in football. Last year, they were still ranked 7th. Every year Hurts has played in, get this, every year Hurts has played in the starting lineup with the Eagles. He's had the top offensive line in pro football. I mean, dude, whatever, guy. Bro, you're not very smart. Ray, seriously, man, you might want to sit a few plays out. People act like the passing game holds water on us, never missing the playoffs and been to 2 Super Bowls in 4 years. Philadelphia just doesn't get it still. Meanwhile, the Cowboys and Dak Prescott, number 2 passing, and missed the playoffs. Philadelphia, you should send this message to your coaching staff. AJ was crying for targets while simultaneously drawing the best coverage, making it easier for Smitty. Oh, yeah, we'll see what Smitty looks like. We'll see what he looks like without AJ on the other side. That's going to be an interesting one. I'll bet you this. I'll bet you this year will be the most physical year Devontae Smith has ever had in pro football. You want to bet? Let's see this. How many times was Devontae Smith double-teamed last year? How many times in 2025? How many times was Devontae Smith double-teamed? In NFL games in 2025. Officially precise play-by-play counts, double teams. How you monitor realize that in 17 games, he was double-teamed 3 times last year. 3 times he was double-teamed. 3 times. Well, now guess what? Now he's going to be doubled every time when he gets off the line of scrimmage. The rest of those receivers that the Eagles have don't frighten anybody. Smitty was number 1 as a rookie. He looked pretty good. Yeah, he had about 900 yards. Wasn't terrible. Passing game was still 29th. Let me double check that. What was the Eagles' passing game in 2029? I think they were the 29th or 30th. That's why they went and got AJ the next year. What was the Eagles' passing game ranked in 21? Eagles passing game ranked in 2021. Passing game was ranked 25th in 2021. So Hurts has never had a losing record or missed the playoffs. The bar is high in Philly because he put it there. So are you giving that same context to C.J. Stroud? C.J. Stroud's first 2 years in the NFL, he's actually started and never missed the playoffs. And going into his third year, if he makes a conference championship or a Super Bowl and gets to the AFC, he's never missed the playoffs either. C.J. Stroud actually started his first year. Hurts didn't. He was on the bench behind Wentz. And this guy won the Rookie of the Year award. Okay? Well, I'm just going by the amount of years as a starter. Hurts is 2 years in, his first year starting. Okay? His first year playing, he didn't even start until later in the year. His second year, he went 9-8. I mean, he's gone to the playoffs 2 years in a row. Jalen Hurts, his first 2 years. His first year, he was on the bench. Then he played. Then he started in 21. He got to the Eagles in 20. People forget that. So I don't know, people could complain that you don't give other teams the same energy, but they don't realize we've had a higher standard because we've won the last couple years. That's right, dude. Bro, when you're talking about a team like the Eagles compared to a team like the Jets, it's a different conversation. The Jets they're decades away from winning. The Browns are decades away from winning. And they might be even ownership away from winning. Some of these organizations like the Bidwells and Woody Johnson and Jimmy Haslam and these guys, maybe even David Tepper to a point down in Carolina, and Stephen Ross in Miami, that's generational. You're not gonna change your fortunes with a hiring of a coach because the owners are terrible. Those owners are going nowhere. Seals, Stroud was a first-round pick with franchise quarterback expectations. Hurts was not that guy. Hey, Bob, that all goes away when you give a guy $50 million. Hurts has outperformed his expectations while Stroud is not. I don't know what you're talking about there, Bob. You drafted a first-round guy. He won the Rookie of the Year. He's got his team in the playoffs 2 years in a row. And, I mean, some of it may not look great, but none of it looks great with Hurts either. He's not a perfect quarterback. The guy in Philly's far from it. Smitty will be bracketed most of the game, and the defense will bet that Jalen can't get through his progressions before the pass rush gets there. It's what they did last year, DFW, and that's why the offense struggled.